Hi and welcome to T10 Info TVSK channel. My name is Syed. Here I am with the latest news for Wednesday 26 July 2023. This was Cabinet comments Kingdom's effort to continue to lead in production and export of clean hydrogen. The cabinet chaired by Crown Prince and Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman on Tuesday at Al Salam Palace in Jeddah commended the contribution of the kingdoms to international efforts to confront the effect of climate change and reduce emission by diversifying the energy mix used and promoting the use of clean technologies, including for renewable energy and hydrocarbons, as well as its determination to continue to lead its production and export of clean hydrogen. Saudi Arabia offers condolence to Algeria on victims of wildfires. Saudi Arabia offered condolence to Algeria over victims of wildfires that killed over 30 people and forced mass evacuation. The kingdom shared its sympathy through a foreign ministry statement issued early on Tuesday, wishing the injured speedy recovery. As temperature hit 48 degrees Celsius in part of the North African country, it recorded 97 blazes across 16 provinces fanned by strong winds, said Algerian Interior Minister. 10 soldiers were among those killed as wildfires raged through residential areas. OIC chief received Muslim World League official in Jeddah. The head of Organization of Islamic Cooperation received a top official from the Muslim World League on Monday, the OIC said. Hussein Brahim Taha, the Secretary General of the OIC, welcomed in Jeddah Deputy Secretary General of the MWL Abdurrahman Al Zayed. They discussed prospects of cooperation between the OIC and the MWL as outlined in the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two parties in 2020. Taha praised the work of the MWL in clarifying the moderate teaching of Islam as well as promote dialogue and understanding among peoples, said a statement on the OIC Twitter account. Saudi Arabia Cabinet renews Kingdom's condemnation of attacks on Islamic sanctities. The Saudi Cabinet on Tuesday renewed the Kingdom condemnation of the recent attacks on Islamic sanctities in Sweden and Denmark. The Muslim world was outraged after 5 anti-Islamic activities set fire to a Quran in front of the Egyptian embassy in Copenhagen on Tuesday, the third such incident in Denmark in less than a week following Quran burning in nearby Sweden that enraged Muslims. Salman Momika, an Iraqi immigrant living in Sweden, discredited the Quran earlier in this month, just a week after he set fire to pages of the holy book outside a Stockholm mosque. Anti-Netanyahu protest mount after Israeli passes judicial bill. Israeli doctors began a 24-hour strike and Black Hats covered newspaper front page on Tuesday in a furor over the hard-right government's rectification of the first part of judicial reforms that critics fear endanger independence of the courts. The bill curbing Supreme Court review of some government decision passed in a stormy Nest parliament on Monday after a walkout by lawmakers. Some accused long-serving Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of pushing Israel towards autocracy. With demonstration convulsing Israel for months, thousands took to the streets and scuffled with police on Monday night. United Nations begins pumping oil from decaying tanker of Yemen. The United Nations said on Tuesday it had begun transferring 1 million barrels of oil from a resting supertanker of war-torn Yemen in a bid to avoid a catastrophic spill. The United Nations has begun an operation to defuse what might be the world's largest ticking time bomb, UN Secretary General Antonio said in a statement. Pakistan Election Commission defers former Prime Minister Imran Khan's indictment in contempt case till August 2. Pakistan's Election Commission on July 25 deferred till August 2 the indictment of Imran Khan in a case linked to contempt of the top electoral body, and it said after the former Prime Minister appeared before it is in person for the first time. The Election Commission of Pakistan initiated contempt proceeding against Mr. Khan and former leader of his Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party Asad Umar and Fawad Chaudhry last year for allegedly using intemperate language against the Chief Election Commissioner and the electoral watchdog. China appoints Wang Yi as its new foreign minister replacing Qin Gang. China's foreign minister Qin Gang was removed from office on July 25, state media reported, after not being seen in the public eye for a month. China's top legislature voted to appoint Wang Yi as foreign minister as it convened a section on Tuesday. State media outlet Xinhua said Qin Gang was removed from the post of foreign minister. Egypt and France seek to boost cooperation in water resource. Egypt is seeking greater cooperation with France to boost its water resource at its attempt to mitigate the negative effects of climate change with partnership across the globe. This is according to Hani Souellem, the country's Minister of Water Resource and Irrigation, during his meeting with Mark Berretti, France ambassador in Cairo on Tuesday. Souellem said Egypt has succeeded in placing water at the heart of global climate action through several international events, including the 5th section of Cairo Water Week, the COP27 Climate Conference, and the UN 2023 Water Conference last March. Libya recovers 5 bodies of sub-Saharan migrants near borders with Tunisia. 5 bodies of sub-Saharan migrants have been recovered in desolate areas near the border between Libya and Tunisia, Libya's interior minister said in a statement on Monday. The ministry said the bodies were found during patrols near the border area with Tunisia between Dahara and Tilawat al-Rutba. Dozens of sub-Saharan Africans are stranded near the Libyan border and say that the Tunisian authority removed them to this border area from the city of Sfax earlier this month. Moldova summoned Russian ambassador over report on surveillance. Moldova's foreign minister said on Tuesday it would summon Russian ambassador Oleg for an explanation for media reports that equipment has been installed on the Russian embassy rooftop that could be used for spying. The insider media outlet and television channel General TV said 28 satellite dishes and transmitting and receiving devices had been installed on the embassy and a neighboring residential building used by diplomats and technical personnel. They said in a joint report that people associated with Russian intelligence and had been seen on the buildings. We consider espionage or foreign interference in the internal affairs of Moldova to be absolutely unacceptable, which represented a direct challenge to the sovereignty and national security of the Moldovan state, the ministry said. Opposition cannot fool people by name change alone, says Prime Minister Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi heaps corn on the new Indian National Development and Inclusive Alliance moniker for the 26th Party Opposition Alliance, stating that people could not be misled merely by the addition of the country's name. Speaking to BJP MPs at a meeting of the parliamentary party, Mr. Modi said that the current opposition was the most directionless the country had ever seen, and that even rival organizations such as the East India Company and the Indian Mujahideen had the word India in their names, but that had not deceived anyone as to their real purpose. Opposition alliance will rebuild idea of India in Manipur, Rahul hits back at Prime Minister Modi. Hitting back at Prime Minister Narendra Modi over his remark on the opposition alliance, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi in July 25 said, "Call us what you want, but we are India and we will rebuild the idea of India in Manipur." Mandatory for OTT platforms to display anti-tobacco warning on screen. The Government of India has made it mandatory for OTT platforms to display an anti-tobacco health warning as a prominent static message at the bottom of the screen during the period of a tobacco product being displayed or used in a program, the Rajya Sabha was told on July 25. The government notified the cigarettes and other tobacco products prohibition of advertisement and regulation of trade and commerce, production, supply and distribution Amendment Rule 2023 on May 31. Minister of State for Health SP Single Bahgal said in a written reply. PM Modi congratulates Murmu as she completes first year as president. With President Draupadi Murmu completing her first year in office, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on July 25 congratulated her and said her various accomplishments reflect the tangible impact of her leadership. Ms. Murmu, the first tribal woman to hold the top office, completed 1 year in office on Tuesday. Supreme Court acknowledges political parties' fear of RTI to disclose internal decision making. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud on Tuesday overly observed that political parties may have a point when they fear that accountability under Right to Information Act may stretch to even disclosure of internal decision, including why they choose a particular candidate. The Chief Justice leading a three-judge bench was hearing a batch of petitions seeking a declaration that national and regional political parties were publicly authorized under the RTI Act. Several parties including the Congress and the BJP are arguing as responded in this case. Pakistan Army and judiciary officers should also deposit gifts in the Tosha Khana, proposed the bill. A bill has been tabled in the Senate to make government officials including the Prime Minister and the President officers of the Armed Force and the judiciary obliged to submit gifts to the Tosha Khana. On Tuesday, Tosha Khana Management and Regulation Bill 2023 was presented in the Senate by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Murtaza Javed Abbasi. According to the bill, a person who does not deposit the gift in the Tosha Khana will be fined 5 times the estimated amount of the gift. According to the bill presented in the Senate, public office holders will be obliged to deposit all kinds of gifts in the Tosha Khana. Gift received by the President, Prime Minister, Chief Minister, governors and their families will be collected in Tosha Khana. Members of Parliament, Armed Force and judiciary officers will also be obliged to deposit gift in the Tosha Khana. That's all in today's headlines. Keep watching TTN Info TV SK channel by subscribing and do hit the bell icon to receive notification and more updates.